Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new KMU live podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Chabruggy, and joining me over there is Derek down there in Elkhart. How's things going down that way?
Pretty good, man. That new intro is just a little too much rock and roll. Like I was like, are we going to help find missing kids? Or are we going on tour? I couldn't tell.
Did somebody write that or what?
I don't know. It's T-Bird Productions, whoever that is.
Wow, that's cool.
I guess it was your brother that did it. He owns. He's isn't he T-Bird Productions? Anyway, it's a really cool interview. It was a real cool intro, and
yeah,
new logo looks good, and it's good to see Ricky Chabruggy back on the internet. Just to be honest.
Yeah. Had the last couple of weeks off, trying to get some stuff dealt with and situated, and now we're back up and running again. Been a rough couple of weeks.
In what sense? What's been going on, big dog?
Oh, just a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff on all fronts.
Maybe the 2-week break was what God intended for you. Maybe give you a couple of weeks off to get back to a level of whatever you're in, and just go forward, man.
I tell you, but making the flyers and updating the flyers, I kept at that all. Those 2 weeks I was doing that nonstop. So that kept me going. Let me tell you what. Last couple of days have been no exception. Last couple of days have been very, very busy. So, which is good. I don't mind being busy. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go.
I'm trying to share the show out on my end. Hopefully,
everybody share the show out and let everybody know where we're at and what we're doing. And
and I'm sharing your YouTube link. I think a lot of people should. I think a lot of people that even watch you on Facebook normally should check out your YouTube page, because I think they have a better chance of getting the notification, I think, on YouTube more than Facebook.
So. Yeah, because Facebook just has not been video friendly lately. So I mean, if it's like a reel or a clip, they're okay. But if stuff like this, I don't think they're too friendly with anymore. Not like they used to be.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So, has anything been happening outside anything in the missing persons world? Any new updates?
Well, I was talking a little bit, before, and I posted it on the page. There was an arrest made of a 40-year-old man down in Wichita that was charged with trafficking a teen runaway girl down there in Wichita, and there was other charges involved in that too. Let me see if I can dig that up real fast here, and I can.
While you're digging that, I had noticed that there was you took 2 weeks off from this show. I think everybody kind of took. Well, you were making the flyers, but like I wasn't super connected to what was going on. There was a girl that went missing here close to where I'm from. I guess it would have been was that Hooker, and then she was.
Hooker, Oklahoma,
yeah. And usually, like I see stuff and stuff like that, but I guess I missed that one, and then somebody had finally told me about it. And I guess she had been located deceased, I guess. So not good.
Yeah, no details have come out yet. Mom's still dealing with it, and I'm sure in time when Mom feels comfortable about it. She did post the other day that she wanted to clarify some things there was some misinformation out, and apparently somebody had put it out there that supposedly she was found nude, and I can't remember the other part of it, but she said none of that was accurate. It was all misinformation. She wasn't found nude or anything like that, and she wanted to dispel that before it got out of hand and things like that. But that was a sad deal. I mean, 16 years old. On the flyer it said she was last seen with 2 adult males leaving a hotel in a pickup in Guyman, Oklahoma, and the truck was found abandoned with one of the men walking away from the truck down the road and her nowhere to be found. So don't know. Just have to wait for autopsy results to find out for sure.
Yeah, not good, man. I didn't. I don't think I knew of her family. Like I lived here a long time ago. I've been back a year. I'm usually over in Hugoton where I work, so I don't know a lot of people in this area anymore. But hearts go out to them.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I saw Norm's show last week. We did a show, and like I kind of mix between a lot of worlds. I hang out with people that are religious and people that are pretty anti-religious. Well, I wouldn't say like anti. They're just not like Christian people, I guess. But I see a lot of people on that side. They're like, what do thoughts and prayers? What can saying thoughts and prayers for somebody help? But a lot of those people will like change their profile picture or say that they stand with certain, minority groups or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think that like Norm was kind of saying they're both pretty meaningless gestures in the sense that it's like we're just like passing the buck to either God or just saying but at the end of the day, like we do a lot of meaningless gestures in life. And I think that thinking about a family or people who are going through a grief period and then praying to whoever you believe in that they find some peace and solace. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Like,
no,
I think it's a good thing to have people think about you,
Yeah, I fired back on a comment a guy made the other day. I can't remember what post it was on. It had to do with a runaway or something. And somebody just posted prayers or whatever. And a guy responded back something about why pray when God lets these tragedies happen in the first place. And I responded back. I said, well, so the Bible tells us to pray about everything and worry about nothing. And that's all I said. Because that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Even when I was at my most like, questioning things, wondering if I believed or not, like anytime somebody offered to pray for me, I was like, go ahead. Like, I was like, it can't hurt. It can't hurt to have somebody pray for me, So real quick, we will get the show started. T-Bird Productions, brand new production company owned by Ricky Chibruggi and Double T backstage. We are going to do a pretty similar show to what Ricky used to do with the Back Home Media crew. Pretty much, there's at the end of the day, there's not a lot of bells and whistles needed for a show like this. This is one of those shows that really shouldn't have to exist, but unfortunately it does. Like we barely, scrape the tip of the iceberg here. Currently in the state of Kansas, 132 juveniles missing, 349. That juvenile number seems to have gone down quite a bit since 3 weeks ago when I was on this show.
Yeah, and I do have that article pulled up. They arrested a 40-year-old man for human trafficking and sex crimes involving a runaway 13-year-old girl. Central County jail records show that Thomas Bringengood was booked just after midnight on Monday for aggravated human trafficking, 2 counts of indecent solicitation of a child, 2 counts of aggravated indecent liberties with a child. Wichita Police spokesperson Andrew Ford said officers located the teen at the Quick Trip at 31st Street South and Seneca on Sunday. She reported the suspect had sexually assaulted her. Officers identified the suspect as Bringenwood and found him near 27th Street South in Seneca. He was taken to the Exploited Missing Children's Unit for further investigation and later booked into jail. Due to the sensitive nature of this investigation, no other details will be released, Ford said. According to jail's website, Bringengood has prior arrests for probation violations as well as municipal county violations and theft, which were dismissed without prejudice. He was sentenced in March 2024 to a year of probation for criminal damage to property. Court records show his probation was revoked in December. So, yeah. Glad they got him off the streets.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like a super chill dude.
No. Terry's asking, why is there a drone floating around in the top left corner of the screen?
That's not a drone. That's an electronic angel that God has watching Ricky's back. God, it's an angel operating a drone.
And I agree with you, Christopher. He does not.
Well, what do you say we get into some cases? Right?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. We have like a little bit of an intro here. We're going to do one better next week, but this will just kind of let you know where we're going. We're going to talk about some cases.
Alrighty, here we're going to start off with Beverly Ward. One I kind of dusted off and pulled out because we haven't talked about her in quite a long time. She's missing from Junction City, Kansas since July 4th, 1978. 13 when she was missing. She would now be 60. 4'8", 54 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, Last seen in her single-story home in the 200 block of West 11th Street in Junction City, Kansas on July 4th, 1978. The young friend was staying over on the night she disappeared and was sleeping in another bed in the same room. In the early morning hours, most of Beverly's family, as well as her friend, woke up and went to the front door to watch a disturbance across the street. They thought Beverly was with them, but once the commotion was over, they realized she was gone. The screen had been cut and removed from the bedroom window. It was lying about 10 feet from the house. None of Beverly's clothes were missing, and the $12 she was saving for an upcoming trip to camp was left behind. Authorities believe someone removed her from her bedroom between 3 and 5 in the morning. She was wearing a green nightgown when she disappeared and blue underwear. She was born with an extra bone in her middle finger, which looks like a partial finger. She has moles on her face and a mark on her chest. None of Beverly's family members are considered suspects in her case, but little information is available regarding her apparent abduction. If you have any information on Beverly's disappearance, please call the Junction City, Kansas Police Department at 785-762-5912. To give information anonymously, go to www.crimestoppers.com to send tips through the web, or text tip JC followed by the information to be given. Send text to crimes 27463 or call KBI at 785-296-4017 and see what we can do to get Beverly located and back to where she needs to be.
1978.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do they have all of their census here? Nah, it doesn't go back that far. Well, I mean, oh yeah, it does. Here it is, 1970s. So about 19,000 people living in Junction City back then.
Yeah.
I've heard about Junction City my whole life, but I honestly don't know where it is, man.
Right. Definitely.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Have you ever been to Junction City? Where's it at?
It's east of here, not quite 60 miles. I've been there. It's been a while, but I've been there.
Oh, it's close. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty close to Manhattan.
You need to keep bringing up the Heimer case, is what Cherie says.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do, and actually, what I've done, I don't know if you know, Sherry, but I've started making the rounds around town and setting up a Kansas Missing and Unsolved table. Last time I did it was at the mall, and I have binders for different cases with articles and photos and stuff in them for different cases, and I just added Lori Heimer's to my binder list, as well as I also did a binder for the Kansas Cold Case playing cards, where I have the card. I blew up the card and have it on one page. You turn the page and there's the coordinating flyer that goes with that card, and I have that binder as well. So I'm trying to do more to bring a lot more of these cases into the light when I'm getting out in the public, like when I set up at wrestling shows, or like I said, the last one was in the mall. I was supposed to do one at the VFW a couple weeks ago, but my work schedule conflicted with it, so I couldn't do it like I wanted to do. And I'm looking for more places to set up at. So hopefully I can do it again here real soon.
What are your thoughts on doing like maybe like a word find weekly or like a crossword puzzle weekly via your Facebook page that has names of like either cold cases, or you could really like names of cold cases. You could like just keywords that would let people know about that, and it could be like a weekly thing. It could get. I think a lot of people do game stuff like that, especially if you could just print it off or just save it on your phone, and you can get your own marker out and do it. I made one of those for my hometown today, just featuring old, in my opinion, old legends, like people's names and names of old businesses. Right. It's actually really easy to do. But yeah, like it's I think that that'd be another way to sort of keep these people's names out there, and
right.
Maybe another.
And I'm going to address her other comment or put her picture on the poster when you set up. I have a bulletin board that I set beside the table that has flyers of 8 different cases, and hers is on that bulletin board, so it's right there for people to see right up front. So yeah, I do have it on. But yeah, I'm trying to do my best.
Yeah, I think I think these cold cases, especially the cold case, obviously the runaways, and the people that are missing, those are very important. I think that those probably have the best chance of people seeing a flyer and maybe knowing something or seeing somebody out there. But these cold cases, like right here, like what year did this happen? 1992. Like, you know how I feel about that, Ricky. That's Hail Mary time. Like, put this flyer on a milk carton if we have to. I think these kinds of situations, like we always say, like there's a handful of people on the earth that know a little bit too much about each flyer you have out here that could really blow a case wide open. It's just basically getting them out into the public as often as possible in different ways and stuff. But tell us about Alexis Frederick.
Yeah, Alexis Frederick Dillard, missing from North Lawrence, Kansas since December 11, 1992. Was 22 when he went missing. He'd now be 55. 5'11", 155 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He was last seen leaving Johnny's Tavern in the 400 block of North 2nd Street in North Lawrence, Kansas at 12:40 a.m. on December 11, 1992. He was a senior at the University of Kansas at the time, and he'd spent the evening drinking with some brothers from his fraternity, Pi Kappa Delta. He's never been heard from again. There is speculation that Alexis drowned on the night of his disappearance. He told his friends he had swum across the Kansas River before. Some believe he tried to do so again after leaving the bar. There's no evidence to support this or any other theory. However, authorities did find a footprint resembling Alexis's shoes on the riverbank, but the footprint was turned away from the river. Some witnesses stated that they saw Alexis hitchhiking on the night of his disappearance, but the sightings have not been confirmed. Alexis's family describes him as an intelligent, responsible, and sensible person who would not leave without telling anyone where he was going. He had served in the ROTC. And at the time of his disappearance, he had a fractured toe, had no cavities in his teeth, but did have a molar missing. When he wasn't in school, Alexis resided in Wichita, Kansas. And if you have any information regarding Alexis's disappearance, you know of his whereabouts, please call the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department at 785-830-7430 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see what we can do to get Alexis located and back to his family.
Double T's asking about the KBI number. Now, there's multiple ways to contact KBI, but if you, at least for me, when I go to Google and type in Kansas Bureau of Investigation, it brings up like on the right, it says Kansas Bureau of Investigation, address, phone number 785-296-8200. So that's like the one that I find. But if you click on contact us, there's literally a bunch of ways. But that number on the bottom left of the screen, that is the one that Google has posted. It also is, I think that's probably like an 8 a.m. I don't know what it is, like an 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm not sure, but that is a way to get a hold of KBI.
Yeah. Yeah, I wondered about that too, because I always use the 296-4017, and I saw that, and I'm like, okay, I don't know that number. I hadn't seen the number before either, so hey, whatever gets the tips to them so they can go look, hey, that's good with me.
I think that's the number. Again, I know there's multiple, but that's what's on when you Google it. Like if you're just like a stranger and you're like looking for KBI in Kansas, the contact number that's public is the one that's on the bottom left side of the screen.
Right.
So I don't know. Save it just in case.
Right. Definitely. Give me a second here. Get situated here real quick. There we go. And who's up to bat next? Zachary Anderson. Yeah. Zachary Anderson.
I was looking at all the comments and I was having a panic attack that I put the wrong number. But go ahead. Yeah, I think it's right.
Okay. This is Zachary Michael Anderson. He's missing from Topeka, Kansas since January 18, 2017. 27 years old when he went missing. He'd now be 36. He is 5'9" to 6 foot tall, weighs between 170, 175 pounds, brown hair, blue or hazel eyes. A lot of conflicting information. He lived in Wichita, Kansas, but was last seen in Topeka, Kansas on January 10, 2017. He was brought there after he was denied entry at the Prairie Band Casino in Mayetta, Kansas. He was supposedly dropped off at the Ramada Inn in the 400 block of Southeast 6th Street, but he never checked in and has never been heard from again. His cell phone is no longer active, and his Facebook password has been changed. Again, he's now 36. He's between 5'9" and 6 foot and has brown hair and blue or hazel eyes. He has a tattoo that says Savannah, right side of his neck, a tattoo of the initials ZMA on his left arm, a tattoo of ALA on the right inside forearm, a tattoo of Take Money on the inside of his wrist, unknown which wrist it is, tattoo of Tia on the inside of a wrist, unknown again which wrist that was on, tattoo of $2 on the back of his right hand, a tattoo of Bam Margera heartogram on the lower abdomen. Again, I'm not sure what that is. Tattoo of a cross on the side of the rib cage, unknown which side. A prior tattoo of Savannah on his chest that had been covered up with a skull-like image and a black ship that's not completed. It's last known to be wearing a black jacket over a blue jacket, red and black sweatpants, red and black Reebok sneakers, earrings, a necklace, and a beige bracelet with multicolored beads on his right hand or right wrist. If you have any information regarding Zachary's disappearance, you know of his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4111 or the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see what we can do to get Zachary located and back to where he needs to be. And up there at the right-hand side of the flyer, you can see the ZMA tattoo, the Z, that other, whatever that tattoo is on his, the ALA, that's the ALA. And then the Savannah tattoo on his neck, and then the $2 signs on the back of his right hand. So you can see some of them tattoos there.
The Bam Margera heartogram is what's on the skateboard here.
Oh, that thing. Okay. Okay, I never knew what that was called.
Yeah, it's like from back when Bam Margera was sober and on top of the world. I think he's sober again, but like he was a pretty famous dude there for a while on planet Earth, and that was you probably see a lot of people with that tattoo around my age and a little younger, but yeah, hopefully there's some information. That's a long time ago though. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to get some of these cases in here tonight that we haven't talked about in a long time. And this one I just recently made, and it's kind of an older case too, from 2008. Scott Allen Elvin, missing from Lindsborg, Kansas, which is 16 miles south of me. Missing since July 10th, 2008. Was 48 when he was missing. He's now 65. 5'3", 144 pounds, gray or partially gray hair and green eyes. He withdrew money from his bank in Lindsborg and disappeared. He was driving a 2001 Ford Ranger pickup with Kansas license plate 863AGX, which was later found in the desert by the Las Vegas, Nevada Police Department. He was not located anywhere in the area of his truck. His next of kin has not heard from him since July of 2008. And he was 48 when he went missing. He'd now be 65. He's 5'3", weighs 144 pounds, has long gray or partially gray hair and green eyes. He has a thick mustache. If you have any information regarding Scott's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Lindsborg, Kansas Police Department at 785-227-2988 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can get Scott located and back to where he needs to be. I actually had somebody comment on his flyer saying that he had passed and was buried in Lindsborg and gave the name of the cemetery, and I couldn't find a listing for him on the cemetery directory. And there is a legit missing persons report still on file, still on KBI. So I want to go ahead and cover it anyway, just make sure we get it covered in case he is still definitely missing. So I don't know.
I wonder if you have any followers in the lens. I'm sure you do. I wonder if somebody would be willing to go out there and see if. I mean, Scott Allen Elvin, Scott's very common. Allen's very common. Elvin, I don't know how common that is. But even then, if you found a grave that says Scott Allen Elvin, it wouldn't, I think KBI would probably be hip to it if he had passed away.
Maybe I can appeal to my brother. He's the guru of Find a Grave. Maybe he can find something I couldn't find.
Old T-Bird Productions, get up.
Yeah.
Get on the internet, T-Bird, double T.
Yeah. Yep. He's the guru of Find a Grave. He heads up several Find a Grave profiles on there for lots of different graves. So,
well, hopefully we can find some answers. Scott looks like a pretty cool dude. He
yeah.
deserves to be found or to be, lay and rest in peace.
Yeah.
Ashley Caldwell, Wichita, Kansas case from 2017.
Yeah. Ashley
Little while
Caldwell
ago.
missing. Yeah. Yeah. Missing from Wichita, Kansas since May 28th, 2017. She was 28 when she went missing. She's now 36. 5'2", 130 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Last known to be with an adult male. Any information regarding Ashley's disappearance, so you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4111 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her located and back to where she needs to be. It's been 8 long years, so.
Yikes.
A lot of people speculating in the comments that maybe the adult male that she was with may be behind it, but I don't know. And my brother says, I'm on it. Thank you, bro.
Good deal. I just got a private text telling me to talk louder. I feel like I'm talking pretty loud, but who knows? Who knows? I'm trying a new mic setup. Yeah, trying a new mic setup. Haley Davis, any updates on this case? We've been covering this for a while.
Not at all. I noticed her brother Travis was in the comments there a little bit ago.
Nice.
Maybe he can give us some updates, hopefully. But Haley's missing from here in Salina, Kansas since July 21st, 2023. 19 when she was missing. She would now be 21 or close to 20. I think she's getting close to 21. I think I jumped the gun on that, but I jumped the gun on that because KBI did. So it's not my fault. She is 5'5" or 5'6" to 5'7", 190 to 200 pounds. Her hair was last known to be dyed bleach blonde, and she has blue eyes. She left Salina with a male acquaintance to go to Wichita. She was last active on her social media and last heard from on July 21st. Wichita police say the investigation has led them to believe that Haley may be deceased. Again, she was 19 when she was missing. She would now be 21, 5'6" to 5'7" inches tall, weighs between 190 and 200 pounds. Again, her hair was last known to be dyed bleach blonde, and she had blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Haley's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, or the location of her remains, please call Detective Owen at 316-268-4185, or you can email him at aowen@wichita.gov. To remain anonymous, please contact Crime Stoppers at 316-267-2111 or KBI at 785-296-4017 or 1-800-572-7463. Or down there at the bottom there, you can see that Crime Stoppers QR there. You can scan that and send your tip that way as well. And that is a new QR code. I was emailed from Crime Stoppers here not so long ago telling me the QR code I was using was outdated, and they sent me a new one. So I put the new one on the flyer. So
nice.
It's a fresh new one. So you can use that to get your tips in that way as well. So see what we can do to help get Haley found, because it's been, coming up on 2 years here pretty quick.
Scott is watching from Emporia area.
Yeah. Hey, Scott. Yeah, that's the case that really bothers me. This Haley one, it really bothers me. I mean, I've heard a lot of talk about it. None of it's substantiated, so therefore I'm not going to repeat it. But if any of it, there's any truth to any of it, it's not good. That's all I can say.
Well, when she went missing, when she went missing and her current age, you have kids that around both. She's around the same age of your children. I could see.
Yeah. My one daughter's going to be 19 here in a couple of weeks. My other one will be 21 in October. So yeah, I mean,
I can see how this case bothers. I mean, it bothers me too. But I don't. You have daughters that are close to both ages, and it's way too young of an age. Like if you're 19 or 21, you probably kind of feel like old. You're like, I've been around the block a little bit. I've seen some things, but like whenever you become a parent and then you realize that 19 and 21, like that's still a baby. Like, it's way too young to not be in a place where, we don't know, nobody knows where you are, your kids or your family,
right.
So that's just very tragic. Very tragic that she's young. We do have some more. We're gonna go to the missing teens area. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast.
I like the new music. Keep wanting to jam backstage. All right. This is McKenna Wade. I had done a flyer on her a little while back when she was missing from here in town. Now she's missing from Kansas City, Kansas. Since June 16th of this year, she's 17, 5'4" to 5'5", weighs between 140 and 160 pounds. Brown hair that was last known to be dyed black and brown eyes. Not sure on this. I think I needed to omit that part. I'm not sure if she's within a juvenile male or not. I'll have to fix that. Let's see here. She has a bridge piercing on the bridge of her nose, a hoop piercing in her left nostril, and a vertical eyebrow piercing in her left eyebrow. Thank you for my younger daughter, for helping with the terminology on the piercings because it's foreign to me. But if you have any information regarding McKenna's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or at KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get McKenna located and back to where she needs to be.
Too young.
Yeah. Yep, this is Shyla Swan. She's missing from Lawrence, Kansas since June 15th of this year. She's 16, 5'3", 260 pounds, red or auburn hair, brown eyes. I don't have much more than that. I did get some information this morning that she may be with an adult male. But if you have any information regarding Shyla's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department at 785-832-7509 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see what we can do to get Shyla located and back to where she needs to be. And thank you for sharing us out there, missing Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, Illinois, and Indigenous. Appreciate that. And this is another one out of Wichita. This one is Rihanna Greer. Missing from Wichita since June 14th, 2025. She's 17, 5 foot tall, 90 pounds, brown hair, green eyes. It's believed she may still be in the local Wichita area or she may be in the Mulvane, Kansas area. And she's 17, 5 foot tall, 90 pounds, brown hair, green eyes. If you have any information regarding Rihanna's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9254 or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can get Rihanna located and back to where she needs to be. And it looks like she does have a piercing in the left side of her nose as well to help identify her a little easier. All right, and this is another one that I've done a flyer for before. He was located, and not long after he was located, he went missing again. Arlo, I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name. I'm just going to try to take a shot in the dark and apologize if I mess it up. But I'm going to try to go with Fuelerat, maybe. I don't know. Missing since June 12th, 2025, 16 years old, 5'11", 200 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. I believe he may still be in the local Hutchinson area or the Wichita, Kansas area. And he's 16, 5'11", 200 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Arlo's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-694-2816 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can get Arlo located and back to where he needs to be. And sadly, that's the only photo that I have for him for right now. Hopefully, I can get my hands on another one pretty soon. I've tried to do some profile searches on Facebook and Instagram and nothing yet, but hopefully eventually.
Yeah, it's there's if you go to is it the KBI or the name is. There's my point is there's a lot of missing persons like places on the internet where like there's no photos of any of them. Like
Oh, I know it.
actually, I need to talk to. I think that we did a flyer 3 weeks ago, the last show we did about a girl that went missing from Garden City, and you have photos. I think you need to I think Gardens. I'll look, but one of the big websites that they don't have a photo. You need to let them. Yeah. Anyway, Aaron Hoskins. But I remember like when we played that show that night, I was really surprised that you had those photos. I was like, man, where I was getting all the information for this case, there was no photos.
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind sometimes that I do get photos of some of these, the KBI doesn't. It's like, how do they not? But I can get them sometimes. Yeah. I never have understood that.
They might just have, it's probably indexing and trying to find the time to update everything, but who knows? But here's Aaron Hoskins. Yeah,
Aaron Hoskins, missing from Hutchinson, Kansas, another Hutch one. Missing since June 12, 2025. He's 16, 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, light brown hair, blue eyes. Does suffer from asthma, mental health issues, and substance abuse issues. Again, he's 16, 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, light brown hair that's buzzed, very short, and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Aaron's, I don't know if it's Aaron or Aaron's disappearance, you know of his whereabouts, please call the Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-694-2816 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can get him located and back to where he needs to be. Hey, Queen, glad to see you popped in. Hey, Ellen, good to see you. Here is another one. This one is Jalen Gomez. She's missing from Hutchinson, Kansas. Since June 6, 2025, she's 15, 5'5", 160 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in the Hutchinson, Kansas area, or she may be in the Wichita, Kansas area. And she's 15, 5'5", 160 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She has a butterfly tattoo on the back of her right hand and right index finger, which you can see in the photo up there. And if you have any information regarding Jalen's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, please call the Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-694-2800 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see what we can do to get Jalen located and back to where she needs to be. Hers was an interesting flyer to do because I wanted to have a close-up of her face, but at the same time I wanted to show the length of her hair at the same time. So
yeah,
and it's pretty long, and I didn't want to shrink the picture too much. So I'm very picky about my flyers. I'm very picky.
You gotta be.
Yeah, missing Missouri. Missouri State Highway Patrol for Missouri. Yeah, they're the same way. There's some that quite a few on there that don't have photos as well. I've noticed that too.
Yeah. They're probably just shorthanded. I mean, I think for that one in Garden City, we should definitely send the pictures you have to GCPD or whatever site it was didn't have them because you have them and they didn't.
Is that girl still missing?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I think it's actually I'll look at Yolanda maybe Garden City 90s. Somebody named Yolanda. I don't remember. But yeah, you had photos and the site didn't. So
okay. This one is Demaya Brown. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas, on January 6, 2025. She's 15, 5'4", 115 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. She does have a nose ring and ear piercings. If you have any information regarding Demaya's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9254 or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can get Demaya located and back to where she needs to be. She's been missing for a good 5-6 months now. So we need to get her found too.
5 or 6 months. Wow.
That's crazy, since January. And this one is an interesting one to do here. I gotta find her flyer in my. Oh, there it is. It says Emma Torres, missing from Kansas City, Kansas, since June 16th, 2025. She's 16, 5'3", 130 to 140 pounds, black hair. Last known to be dyed blonde, or whatever color you want to call that on the photo there, and brown eyes. She is a transgender female. Given name is Rylan Torres, but she does use the name Emma, and she's known by that name. Again, she's 15, 5'3", weighs between 130 and 140 pounds. Has black hair that is black at the roots and dyed blonde at the ends. Similar to the photo there. It's not the most recent photo, I was told, but it was pretty close. And brown eyes. And if you have any information regarding Emma's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get Emma located and back to where she needs to be. I get a little tongue-tied with these particular types of flyers because I want to be sure I use the correct terminology in the correct places and not offend anybody and things like that. And a lot of times when I do these kind of flyers, I run them by my younger daughter because she's more in tune with the terminology and stuff, because she has friends that are LGBT, however you say that. And I can never get those letters right, but she's more familiar with it. So I ask her about it and say, hey, does this sound right? Is this worded right? Should I change it? And she'll let me know what I need to fix. So she helps me out a lot.
Well, I think, I don't know. And I know that sometimes you'll get interesting comment sections when you post
I do.
Stuff like this.
I do. Oh, I do.
I work in marketing, and a good friend sent me a screenshot of somebody talking, garbage underneath an ad I made, but they weren't talking. I don't even think they knew I made the ad, but it was a company that I work for. They were talking trash on the company. And she was like, "Does that hurt your feelings?" I was like, "No." I was like, "You could do everything right, and somebody's gonna be mad and want to tear you down." Like my rule of thumb is like, unless like you're providing for me or I'm providing for you, like unless you're family or a friend, I really don't care what people think about me. Like have at it. So at the end of the day, a person is a person. When it comes to missing people, I don't care what anybody calls the person on the fly. If it's a human being that's missing, like that's all that matters at the end of the day. If people want to have a debate in the comments about, what wording is used, I'm not going to be there for it. I have better things to do, but I think it's like, who cares? It's a person. It's a person that's missing, and that is scary to anybody, who is closely associated with Emma Torres. Like they're probably pretty scared right now.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just, hang on a second. Oh boy, you know how they say, "Ask and ye shall receive."
Yeah.
We were just talking about Arlo a little bit ago, and was hoping to get a better photo of him.
Yeah.
I was just texted a better photo.
Oh, really?
I just was texted a better photo.
Nice. So you'll be able to update that.
So I will be adding that to his flyer after the show. And apparently, from what I was just told too, he's apparently believed to be with what the crap? I just blanked out on his name. Aaron. That we just got Aaron Hoskins. He's believed to be with Aaron Hoskins. So,
really?
Yeah. So keep that in mind.
Interesting. All right.
Oh my goodness. The person that texted me is trying to find their garage door opener, and somehow they managed to misplace it. Oops.
Maya Brooks.
Maya Brooks. Yep, she's actually one I did not too long ago, and then she was found, and now she's missing again. From Wichita, Kansas, is June 12th, 2025. She's 16, 5'1" to 5'3", weighs 160 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Looks like she does have pierced ears. I see some hoop earrings there. If you have any information regarding Maya's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-660-9254 or 316-263-6011. or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see what we can do to get Maya located and back to where she needs to be. And I believe somebody said they thought she might be in the Topeka area.
Might be, huh?
Yeah. Never know. I mean, it's interesting how teenagers this young and even younger can be missing from one place and wind up hundreds of miles away from where they went missing from.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind. I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions there. It's how did they get from here to there, especially when they're not old enough to drive? How the heck did they get from there to there?
I wouldn't do it. That's what I've always said. Like, I'm kind of a chicken. I'm not gonna go, I don't know, by myself with no plan where nobody knows where I am. Like, it's not like whenever, I mean, sometimes, like, but you probably shouldn't tell a whole lot of people when you travel just because, you don't want to let people know where you are. But I mean,
Oh wow.
Going places without telling anybody where you are, that's a little scary,
Yeah, my brother said looks like we had a body found in Sedgwick County today. I'll have to see if I can find details on that. Of course, depending on the condition of the body, it may take a while to identify the body too, depending how long it's been there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Tammy's saying hitchhiking, which is a possibility. Or, they could have had help. They could have a friend, a family member. I mean, that's not beyond the realm of possibility either.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I don't know. Specifically, Wichita County Park in Wichita. Sedgwick County Park in Wichita. I'm not sure where Sedgwick County Park is located in Wichita. I don't think I've ever been to that location in my trips down there.
Well, we have our next segment. If you want to go ahead and go to the next segment.
Yeah, that's fine.
Our out-of-state cases. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. This is a fun time. Share the show. Tell people about Ricky's page. And shout out to T-Bird Productions. Pretty slick group of guys.
That's what I was curious about. Due to the condition of the remains, detectives have not been able to immediately determine the decedent's age or gender. The advanced decomposition has also prevented them from identifying any visible signs of injury, courtesy of Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office. So apparently that body has been there for some time. Of course, it is summer, and of course, heat speeds up decomp, but I don't know. We'll see. Real quick here. This is what I can see it very well. Doggone it. This is what I've been working on. This is the Kansas cold case binder that I did. Doggone it. Might have to turn off my green screen. But like I was saying, like you have the playing card there, and then you flip the page, and there is the coordinating flyer. If I can get it on camera. Doggone it. Well, shoot. Anyway, I'm going to have that on the table, and of course, Lori Heimer's playing card is in that deck. And for those of you not familiar with that deck, it's replacing, or has replaced, because they came out in 2022. They replaced all the playing card decks in all the jails and prisons around Kansas, and in hopes of generating tips and information on any of the cases that are in the deck. And there's, of course, 52 cases. I did flyers for all 52 cards. Actually kind of worked with KDOC on it a little bit. They messaged me asking me for case suggestions. I sent them 35 cases, and then I worked with them on, we had at that time gone through and we covered a card a week on the show and talked about their cases, things like that. And right now, if you look at the Kansas Department of Corrections Facebook page, they're right now doing the same thing. They're showing the card. They're showing the flyer that I made right alongside that card. So, and I thought that was pretty cool of them to do that. And in addition to that, if you go to the KDOC website where they talk about the cold case playing cards, and there's a PDF file on there you can pull up to look at the entire deck. If you look at the source list, Kansas Missing and Unsolved is listed as a source. So, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, we helped out with that as far as suggesting cases. They also reached out to all the sheriff's departments, all the police departments, and things like that for their suggestions as well. So, I mean, we were glad to be asked to be part of that and help with that. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still doing all I can to get those out there too, including Lori's. And I will grab Lori's binder here in a little bit, and I'll show you Lori's binder as well. But let's get back to a few more flyers here. We got 4 out-of-state ones. This is Linda Dillard Kleinbell. And she's been missing out of Table Rock, Nebraska since June 16th, 2021. So just past the 4-year anniversary here. Was 55 when she was missing. She's now 59, 5 foot tall, 130 pounds, brown hair, dyed possibly blonde and blue eyes. Linda sometimes walks with a cane. She has a medical condition that makes it difficult for her to walk long distances. It's called hip dysplasia. She was last believed to be on foot and is missing under suspicious circumstances. She does have ties to Hiawatha, Kansas. At the time of her disappearance, again, she was 55. She'd now be 59. I got to fix that. She's 5 foot tall, weighs 130 pounds. She has brown hair that possibly may be dyed blonde or wearing a white and purple wig and blue eyes. She was initially thought to be wearing a white tank top, jean shorts, and brown sandal boots. As part of the investigation, Nebraska State Police recovered those clothes and learned that she was last seen wearing a different outfit. They now believe she was wearing a black T-shirt, black DKNY boxer brief shorts, and brown Birkenstock type sandals. They also did find a purple wig in the restroom of the house that she was last seen in. And the other information I had been reading on this was this house that she was in. She was there with multiple people. There was drinking going on. There was meth use going on. She had accused the guy that owned the property of sexually assaulting her and this and that kind of thing. So it was just a really crazy situation. She does have multiple tattoos, including Heaven's Door under her chin, 2 dark wings with a caricature of a person on her chest, 2 Derringer pistols on her abdomen, wings with the initials DCD on her lower back, either December 18th, 2008 or December 15th, 2008 on the back of her neck, the word Lakita on one of her arms and the flower on one of her wrists. If you have any information regarding Linda's disappearance, do you know of her whereabouts, please call the Richardson County, Nebraska Sheriff's Office at 402-245-2479 or the Pawnee County Sheriff's Office at 402-852-2969 or calling Nebraska Crime Stoppers at 800-422-1494 or go to the Nebraska Crime Stoppers website or the P3 Tips mobile app and see what we can do to get Linda located and back to where she needs to be. They do feel like there may be some foul play involved in her case as well. So see what we can do to help bring her home.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
We've covered this one before, though, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we covered her, right around the time she went missing, and a few times, several times after that, and I just actually redid her flyer the other day on the red instead of the blue. So since it's out of state, so we did it as the red.
Okay.
So
wow.
And this is a new one I just got done doing the other day. I happened to run across, there's a Facebook profile for her, and I just felt like I should do it because they're talking about there's not a lot of publicity on her case and not getting out there very much. And I thought, what, I'll do what I can do to help that. This is Deanna Michelle Merrifield, missing from Killeen, Texas since July 22nd, 1990. 13 when she went missing. She would now be 48, 5'4", 115 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Deanna's family was having problems in the 1990s. She was staying with her grandmother on Alamo Avenue in Killeen, Texas that summer. Deanna, her grandmother, stayed up late watching movies on the evening of July 21st. After her grandmother went to bed, Deanna sneaked out of the house and went to visit her fraternal twin sister, Rebecca, who lived with an uncle 2.5 miles away at the Oak Springs Trailer Park in the 500 block of Dimple Street. Rebecca says Dennis arrived at the trailer park at 3:30 in the morning, riding in a brown or bronze four-door vehicle driven by 2 Caucasian or Hispanic men. Deanna knocked on the trailer to wake up Rebecca, and the 2 girls talked for a while. Deanna left with the men in their vehicle after the girls' conversation woke up their uncle, and was never seen again. In 1993, Rebecca got a collect phone call from someone who identified herself as Deanna. She accepted the call, but by the time they connected, the caller had hung up. The call was traced back to Horse Cave, Kentucky, but the caller has never been identified. Deanna, she did fracture her lower left arm 2 or 3 years before she disappeared, and in 1990, she did smoke cigarettes. If you have any information regarding Deanna's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Killeen, Texas Police Department at 254-501-8891 or 254-501-8800, and see what we can do to bring Deanna home where she needs to be. Tammy's asking if my daughter's driving that drone behind me. She heard her laugh. No, she's in the living room. She's been in the living room on her computer. And this one is Rosalind Rosie. She goes by either Rosie or Rose. Rain Keith. She's missing from Clinton, Missouri since June 11th, 2025. 17 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds, black hair, blue eyes. She went missing around 2:30 in the morning that morning. It's believed she may be with 2 adult males and an adult female. They could possibly be in a black 1999 Chrysler Sebring convertible or a silver Chevy Equinox, possibly a 2010 or similar year. It's believed that Rosalind may be in the Kansas City, Independence, Missouri area or possibly headed southeast. And she's 17 years old, 5'11", weighs 180 pounds, black hair, blue eyes. She has a stud piercing in her left nostril. She has the above pictured tattoo on her outer left chest close to the shoulder. Which I'm not sure how you really want to describe that. I mean, there's a heart with the moon and some planets and stuff resting on a hand. And you can tell it's on the outer left chest because I believe up in that top right-hand corner of that photo is like a spaghetti strap or a tank top strap or something right there on that left side. But if you have any information regarding Rosalind's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Clinton, Missouri Police Department at 660-885-2679 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 576-526-6178 or 866-362-6422 or your local law enforcement agency and let them know that you've seen her and where you've seen her at. And my understanding is the middle and the right-hand photos are the more recent ones of her. So let's see what we can do to get her located and back home. I know her mom's worried sick. I've been talking to her mom, and I know her mom's really worried sick about her and wants to get her home.
Last flyer of the night, and then Ricky will do his prayer. But what's
Sheriff's Office reported the deputies found personal belongings near the body and that it's working with Sedgwick County Coroner's Office to positively identify the remains. Detectives are also reviewing a missing persons case reported in the area, though it's too early to confirm any connection, the Sheriff's Office said. The Coroner's Office will conduct an autopsy to determine cause of death or cause and manner of death, as well as estimate when the death occurred. And he cut it off right there.
Well, I think StreamYard cut it off.
Yeah, probably.
Too long.
Yeah, probably.
This is in Salina? This is happening?
No, Wichita.
Oh, Wichita, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. I have to keep my eyes open for that one. Crazy. Was that the last one, or?
No, you had one more.
Oh.
I just took it off the screen while you were reading that comment.
Oh, gotcha. Almost forgot about Casey Yoder. She's missing from Weld County, Colorado. It's January 14th, 2024. She's 34 when she went missing. She's now 36. 5'9", 110 pounds, brown hair, dyed blonde, and hazel eyes. She went missing on the 14th, January 14th, 2024. Around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She may use the alias Tamara Jean Ruth. She was last seen walking west from her house, located in the 36,000 block of Appy Road in Weld County. She told her husband she was getting picked up by her friend and has not been seen or heard from since. At the time of her disappearance, again, she was 34. She's now 36, 5'9", weighs 110 pounds, brown hair that was last known to be dyed blonde and hazel eyes. Casey's ears are pierced. She was last seen wearing a brown jacket, small size, blue jeans, black knee-high combat-style boots, size 8, and black glasses. She was also carrying a blue, green, and gray JanSport-type athletic backpack that she used as a purse. Her backpack was found in a ditch approximately 1 mile southwest of her residence. If you have any information regarding Casey's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call Detective Derek Knott with the Weld County, Colorado Sheriff's Office at 970-400-2836 or 970-356-4015 or email dknott@weld.gov or call the tip line at 970-304-6464. Tips can also be submitted to crimetips@weld.gov or call FBI VICAP at 800-634-4097 or email vicap@fbi.gov. I added the FBI because I did find a page for her on the FBI website. So she is on the FBI website, is missing also. So see what we can do to help get Casey located and back to where she needs to be. Last part again, anyone who recently visited Sedgwick County Park and believes they might have information that could help detectives should call Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office Investigative Division at 316-660-5300. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. And let me grab, I was talking about earlier, let me grab Lori's binder real fast. Take me 2 seconds.
Oh, go for it. You're good. You're good. First show back, not so bad. Not so bad. He's going to show you a binder. I hope it shows up because he's got his green screen.
Yeah. I tell you what, I keep making these binders. I'm not going to have any room on my table for anything else. But this, if I can get the darn thing, I might have to shut the green. Let me shut the green screen off real quick and see.
Yeah, shut it off. Just click on settings, and then you should be able to.
Yeah, virtual background.
You're gonna show everybody.
There we go. There we go. Okay, that's what the Lori Heimer one looks like. That's the front cover. I found this picture in a YouTube video of the Poodle Patch deal. I hadn't seen that before. And there's another picture there. But like I say, inside, different newspaper articles that I got off the journal, Florida Journal archives.
That's the one you took me by when I did your documentary, right?
Yeah. To
me, that articles. what was I don't know if I included it in the doc. I don't think I did. Like we talked about when we were there, but I think I took it out of the documentary. But to me, it's just so far out in the middle of who knows where. It's just like it's just out in the middle of nowhere. It's weird.
More photos.
To me, it just makes it seem like
there's the flyer. Okay. So I mean that's, and then I concluded it with the playing card. But
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. My younger daughter just brought me a Father's Day gift.
Show them.
That's my Father's Day gift.
Nice.
Yeah. But again, I'll show you here's the playing card one here again. I'll show you that one real fast again too. But there again, like I said, and I made a QR thing for the table to where people want to view it on their website, pull the PDF file. There's the QR they can scan to go there. And then I put the background information as far as the development and everything on it. And then, of course, this is part of the PDF file you'll see online. That's how the PDF file is online, is formatted like that. Printed those. And again, like I say, there's, card. And then you turn the page. Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. And there is the coordinating flyer for that card. And that will be on the Kansas Missing and Unsolved table as well.
Nice.
That took me a while to put together, but I did it. And actually, the cover photo, that's actually the back of one of the cards. I just scanned it onto my computer, blew it up, cropped it down a little bit. Did my own thing. But that'll be fun. Like I say, keep making these binders. I'm gonna have a table full of binders.
You have more people here than when the show started. Do you want to show everybody your intro real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's rock it.
Kansas Missing and Unsolved, heroes of the heartland standing tall.
That's pretty cool.
So rock and roll.
That is cool. I like that. Keeps making me just want to sit back here and just bounce my head. That's cool. I like that. We love all of you. Let's pray. I like that. We never did that before. That's new. I like that.
Yeah, because you always
Yeah.
pray at the end of the show, so I felt like the screen should kind of reflect, what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah. That's cool. Of course, right before the show, my phone chimed off on this Bible app I have on my phone to where I can sit there and do basically daily devotions on my phone, and it keeps track of how many days in a row I've done it. And so far, I'm up to 7 days in a row. So it's my longest streak so far. So that's pretty cool. Oh man, it's a good show for a first show back. I was pretty happy with that. I know we didn't get some of the flyers that some of the folks wanted to see. We'll get them on there next week. I was just trying to get some cases in there, some new out-of-state ones I've never done before. Try to get some of the cold cases here in Kansas that I haven't either covered in a long time or at all. And of course, we had a lot of teen runaways this time around it, and I think we had 9 on there. Would have been more, but there was a few that I'd found that had been located, and I updated them to located safe earlier today too. So
Yeah.
been a busy day, but yeah, so we'll get some of the more, the ones we need to get in there again next week. So I want to apologize for not having Dana Bruce on there. We will have her next week. Don't worry. I haven't forgot about her. I think about her all the time. Christopher says he wonders if that might be Haley Davis. I don't know. Doesn't sound like maybe the right place, but you never know. You never know. Depends what personal effects they found with the body and stuff too. I have to just wait and see what they find out. For sure, we know somebody's family is going to be mourning the loss of a loved one somewhere. We know that. So, but with that, I want to say thank you everybody for joining us tonight, and welcome back to the show again. And glad everybody was here. And be sure you share the show out and check out the YouTube channel and let everybody know it's out there to check out the YouTube channel and watch the show there. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody again for being here, and see y'all next Wednesday. And just want to say, Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight so we could go over these cases. And again, just want to pray that these flyers and everything we do reaches the right ears and the right heart, and they'll do the right things and make the right call. And I want to pray for the family of the person that they found deceased in the park in Wichita, and pray for peace and comfort for them as when they find out who it is, and give them some peace and comfort knowing that their loved one's in a better place. Until next week, until we see everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. God bless, and amen.